Hello everyone. So I hope you all are doing well. So today I'll be showing you like how you can make a good looking Sankey diagram, okay, using an online tool that is quite free of cost, okay, within few minutes. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so firstly you'll have to go to Google and search Sankeymatic. Okay, and whatever link you get first, okay, just click on that and then go to try Sankeymatic. Okay, and once you reach there, so you can see a normal pre-made Sankey diagram is there. Okay, so where wages are shown and some other source of getting money, and out of that budget some amount of that is going for housing, another is going for taxes and other things. So that is the way how you have to make a Sankey diagram. But for our purposes, like for energy kind of things, okay, this won't work, so we'll have to make that out. Okay, so for that I'll show you like how you can make that. So okay, so firstly whatever you are having here, so select that and delete that so that we can start from scratch. But there is something else left over here, so we can also delete that. Okay, so delete, and then something else is also left, that is budget. Okay, delete it. Now we don't have anything here, and here we can see a blank sheet. Okay, now what we have to do is simply you have to write the source, like you are getting energy from where, then you have to write the amount of energy whatever you are getting, and then you have to write target, like where that energy is getting utilized. That is something that is written over here. Source, then amount into the brackets, and then target. Okay, so in case you're not getting it as of now, so give me some time and I'll be showing you like how you can use this. Okay, so firstly you'll have to write the source. Okay, suppose you are getting a good amount of energy from like solar PV. Okay, and the amount of energy that you are getting from solar PV is 35 gigawatts. So just write 35 and don't write GWH, okay, gigawatt hour here. I'll be showing you later like where you have to write that. Okay, and that solar PV that we are getting is used for making electricity. So whatever you will be writing over here, that will be shown in the right hand side on the sheet. Okay, so here you can see that your first node is clearly made. So whatever energy you are getting from solar PV, that is going for electricity generation. So suppose you are also utilizing some amount of solar energy or solar PV for transportation, and that amounts to 75 gigawatt. Okay, for your vehicles. Okay, so you can write that as transportation. Okay, so here you can see that now you're having two nodes. Okay, another thing that you can do is we can simply copy the solar PV, so we won't have to write it again and again, and we will just paste it over here. So solar PV, and out of the solar PV that we are getting, some amount of that is used for the generation of hydrogen and other chemical feedstocks like ammonia. Okay, so we'll be writing like 35 gigawatt of that is going for chemical feedstocks. Okay, chemical feedstocks, and then we can paste it again, and then we can write like 45 is going towards the public and commercial services, public and commercial services. Okay, so here you have to remember one thing, like whatever you are writing over here, so you have to write the correct spellings, because otherwise your notes won't be made correctly. Okay, so another thing that you have to notice over here is that you have to remember the cases also, like here p is capital in the case of public. So if you will be writing it as a small p, then it won't work, because it just like this language C, it is case sensitive. Okay, so you can yourself try, like what will happen if you will be using small p instead of capital P. Okay, another thing that we can do is, so this is what we are getting from solar PV and utilizing those things somewhere else. Now for transportation, we are not just using the solar PV, rather we are using oil also. So what we will be doing is we will write oil, and out of that nearly say 120 gigawatt equivalent of oil is, or we can use it in the terms of energy like terajoule or something like that. Okay, so 120, yes, but for ease we are using just the gigawatt hour here. Okay, so that is used for generation of electricity. Okay, now you have got another node over here. Now you can copy the oil, or else you can write it clearly. Okay, and out of that 150 is going for transportation, so you can simply write transportation. So here you can simply see like how you are able to visualize the data that you are having. So Sankey diagram is one of the greatest way that you can utilize for data visualization in the case of energy and related fields. Okay, now some amount of oil is also used for making chemical feedstocks. Okay, so suppose that entails to 200 gigawatt. Okay, and that is used for making chemical feedstocks. Okay, so now we are done with this. Okay, another thing that you can do is oil is also used for, say, another amount of oil that is used is 35 gigawatt for public and commercial services, means in the case of heating purpose or something related to that. Okay, so we can copy this. Okay, so copying is good because we won't have to check the spellings again and again, because once we will misspell it, then probably you'll have to suffer the consequences. Okay, so one of your node will not be connected properly. Okay, now this is done. Now what we have to do, what else we have to do? Now what we have to do is, suppose we are making chemical feeds, so we are making electricity, but all the electricity that we have made won't be utilized. Like some amount of that will be rejected, some amount of that will be going for waste. Okay, so we will be writing like electricity, so the source will be electricity over here, and out of that electricity, so suppose 35 gigawatt of electricity is getting wasted, so we can either write it as waste or we can write as rejected energy. So I'm writing it as rejected energy. So just keep in mind that you should write in one simple way. Okay, so out of that 35 gigawatt is getting wasted, and out of the transportation also. Okay, out of the transportation also, like we are wasting around 55 gigawatt of energy, so that will be also rejected energy. Okay, so now you can see that these two nodes are getting merged. So if the right hand side, okay, or we can say the target, if our target is same, then the nodes will merge on the right hand side. If our sources are same, so suppose these are our sources, if our sources are same, then the node will be merged on the left hand side. Okay, so firstly we have to write source, then amount, and then target. Okay, I hope you are getting this. Okay, so similarly we can write some sort of energy is getting wasted in the case of chemical feedstocks. Okay, and that is 25 gigawatt, and that is rejected energy. So here you can see that all the three nodes are now merged. But what if we write some wrong spelling? So suppose I replaced E from here, I write R rejected. So here you can see that it is showing a separate thing over here. Why? Because you have written a wrong spelling. So if you will be writing it as RE, then it will again be merged. Okay, so that's how you have to make a very good looking Sankey diagram. Another thing that I want to tell you is, So this is something that you have to do for wastage, and this is something you have to show for the supply, then demand, then waste, in case you want to show the waste. Okay, so that's how you can make a good looking Sankey diagram. So I'm telling you the easiest way. However, there are multiple other ways also that you can utilize. Now what is left? Okay, so suppose you have to show like the solar energy, oil, and here oil. Okay, so oil I have written wrong here, you can check. Okay, so that's why there is a separate note for that also. Okay, so I will correct it. Okay, now it's pretty cute. Okay, so what else we can do is, so suppose we have to write like out of the energy, total energy that we are getting, this much is going for solar, this much is going for oil. So what we can do then is, suppose we can go here and then we can write simply as total energy, out of the total energy we are having. Okay, so we can simply say that we are having 700 odd energy. Okay, 700 gigawatt hour energy. Okay, and that is utilized, okay, for solar PV. Okay, so here you can see that another node is getting made. Okay, another thing that you can do is, if you have to merge all those things, is we out of the total energy 700 gigawatt is going to solar PV. Out of the total energy, okay, command C, then command V, nearly 150 is going for, say, oil. So then we can see multiple other links, so you can use these in whatever way you want. Okay, so it is just up to you. Okay, there is not much to discuss about it here. Okay, so what else we can do? Okay, now we have to write the units. Now for writing unit, what we have to do is we have to go to the labels, and to the go labels we have to go to the number format, then add the suffix. We have to write the unit. Suppose if all the values are in terajoule, then we will be writing tj. Okay, and once we are done, so wherever we will be clicking, so it will be showing tj, means terajoule. So suppose we are having gigawatt hour, so we can write simply as GWH and click, and it's done. Okay, so this is quite simple, and I hope you'll be able to do all these things quite well. Now what else is remaining? Okay, so change of colors, so you can change the colors from here. Suppose you like this, suppose you like this, or whatever color you like. Okay, or you can change the colors or the customize the colors on your own. Okay, now where you want to show the numbers, if you want to show the numbers here, then you can show the numbers here. If you want to show the numbers like chemical feedstock is getting this and this. Okay, so it's up to you, like whatever way you want to, you can just simply do all the changes. Now if you are having something unbalanced, so here the difference is showing that total in for solar PV is 700 and total out is just 190, so 500 gigawatt of solar energy is getting wasted, is getting for something else that is not shown. And similarly for oil, it is just the input is just 150 and the output is 505 gigawatt hours. So what does that means? That simply means that nearly 355 gigawatt hour of oil is what we are getting from some other source that is not mentioned. Okay, so that's how what we can interpret from these data. Okay, what else do I have to do? I have to tell you, like you can change the width as per your wishes. Like I can write 1920 over here, and I can write like 720 here. Okay, okay, so this is quite a large picture here that is not visible, so you can change it as per your needs. higher the width and height you will be giving, better will be the pixels of your picture. Okay, and if any error is there, that will be shown here. Okay, so we can write simply say 2000, and here we can write 1500, or we can write 1400, right? So this is a quite good looking diagram. Now if we will be using this diagram, then this will be shown. Okay, so we have to remove this, so just click on this include made at Sankeymatic. But if you have to utilize this for some purposes like research paper, then you have to use this, you have to give credit to them. Okay, so I'm just using it. Okay, then you have to simply go to save as PNG, or you can also download it on other formats. Okay, so like large, huge, so I can choose large. Okay, so I am choosing large, and then I'm downloading it. Simply click on save, and this is done. And let's see. Okay, so this is your first self-made schematic diagram, a very good looking one, and you can just see the quality it is having, so good quality. Okay, and another thing that I was telling you is the spelling mistake. Okay, here you can see that this node is not balanced because this spelling of chemical is wrong over here. So you just remember that you have to write the correct spellings. Okay, thank you very much guys. In case you need any other kind of help, then just let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you very much.